agreed that's the only way.
Hey everybody, this is Dream, and today I'm going to be reviewing Green Hell. Green Hell is
They don't
developed and
seem to
published
like
by Creepy
outsiders.
Jar. It released on
They shot
June
arrows like a
9th of
military
2021.
chopper.
It is an ID at Xbox title, and it is $24.99. This game is a survival horror game. You are thrown into the Amazon jungle, and rainforest, and you need to try to survive. Basically, in this particular game, there is actually a story behind this, where you are working with your girlfriend to work with this tribe, and basically, as you get to the end of the tutorial, you find out that she's been captured, and you need to figure out how to survive and go try to save her in the same aspect. So this game is more deep than most survival horror games in that they have this story tied through the game. However, the game itself, once you get through the tutorial, is going to just throw you in, and you're going to have to work to survive by building shelters, making tools, crafting weapons, and doing other things in order to survive and avoid getting eaten by one or many of the different types of animals that are roaming around, and also trying to keep from getting harmed so that you end up just slowly dying. As well as finding food and everything else like this. So basically, this is pretty standard when it comes to the survival part of the game. You have lots of tools at your disposal in order to figure out how to survive. You're also going to have diseases and wounds and other types of injuries that you're going to have to deal with. And obviously, you're gonna have to start fires if it gets cold, or you're gonna have to, build traps to avoid animals and things of that nature. The game does get really, really, really tough. I think, again, I'm not somebody that's super like great at survival horror games, but the game does get pretty tough, and so it's definitely not for the pick up and play type of survival horror game that you might want it to be. Um, that's not a bad thing though, because it's very realistic. If you get scratched, you can get that infected, and that could cause you a lot of problems. The game is pretty long, and it has a lot to it. The big map, lots of different things you can do, lots of different places to go, and you just got to try to figure out how to survive and not go crazy in the process. I think this game's actually pretty daggone good. I'm not a big fan of survival horror games, but this is definitely one of the most intense ones that I've played. So I definitely recommend it from that perspective. It's overall it's also very well made. There's not a lot of issues with glitches or bugs or anything like that. I found that most of the weapons work as they're intended, and most of the items work as intended as well. I will say that the like trying to figure out the mechanics early on does take a little bit of time in order to figure out. But once you do figure it out, it'll be a lot easier. The only real gripe that I have with the game is when you play in co-op mode with other friends, it's not immediately obvious how to figure out where you are compared to your friends, and vice versa, like where you are on the map as a whole. And so sometimes I feel like having waypoints, especially for friends, could be a very useful thing in the game. However, I assume that they didn't put that in there because they wanted to make it harder. Overall, I'm gonna give the game a 8 out of 10. As far as for survival horror games, I think this is probably the best one I've played. I was initially skeptical with the price point of $25, but actually I think it's pretty good for this type of game. If you like this type of survival horror type games, then this is definitely going to be one of the better ones that you're going to try out. So I definitely recommend it from that perspective. And yeah, so if you do pick it up, let us know in the comments what you think about it. And thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and have a nice day.
Remember how to do it?
I can't say that I remember.
Look for Molineria. It has long leaves without any markings and is surrounded by yellow flowers.
Okay, I'll go look for it.